I thought I would do a really quick video just to show how I do the wording in my pieces, because I keep getting lots of emails and messages asking how it's done. Let me just pop down there. So basically I use my silhouette machine. There's also like a Cricut machine, which I use a kind of software on the computer, do the layout of the writing that I want or type out whatever I want, and then the machine will cut it out. So this is vinyl, sticky back vinyl. The machine then cuts out the wording. This is just for the people who aren't familiar with vinyl and how it works. I then peel this bit off, only because you don't have to, but it's just because it's easier and I can see where the letters are then. And it should just leave some of the wording, you know, just the wording, which then ends up looking like this. So the way I do mine is kind of on reverse. So my resin pieces, I put the flowers down first, face down. So then this side becomes the front once I've popped it out. So I reverse my font on the computer, so it's sticky side down. What I do then, right, there is an easier way to do this as well with transfer paper. You stick it over the cutout vinyl and then peel it off. And I think I'm saying this right, but I've never used it, so I'm kind of shooting in the dark here. You peel it off and then it's all kind of in place, all in line, and you can just push it on, rub it, pull the transfer paper off, and then your wording's done. But I like to do it a bit differently because resin and the flowers do tend to move around a bit, so you're not always left with the space that you thought you'd be left with. And I never really know what kind of writing I'm going to put in there until I've got it in front of me and I think, okay, what's going to look nice? So I don't use the transfer paper. I like to see what fits in with the space I've got. I'll sometimes remove a word off this row and add it to this row and then squeeze it in over here. So that's why I like to do it the stupid way that takes forever. Okay, so I get my little pokey tool. And then I see how it's all going to look. I'm just going to cut this. This helps me lay it out a bit. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is take that word off. And then cut this one. Okay. And then that's how I'm gonna lay it out. Okay. Now, it's quite hard if you can't see, you know, especially if you're not using transfer paper. You've got to try and get it straight. That's why my writing's always a little bit wonky, but, you know, bugger it. So now that's there, I just start putting it on. I like to just try and, you know, make sure I'm staying straight. I'll sometimes use a cutting mat and stick that underneath because it's got the lines on it. So even though I can't see it through the mould, it's still either side and I can kind of see how straight it is. Okay, and then I just start adding it on. It's obviously a little bit faster if you use a font where the words are all joined up, so you can do word by word. but this one I'm just awkward as hell, so I like to make work for myself. Okay. Right, where did that go? That was by there. So then I just start adding it on. Like this. Okay, this might take a while now, so I'm going to pause the video from recording, and then I'll start recording again once it's almost to the end. Okay, so I've done most of it now, so I'm just putting on the two last words. Okay. And just picking them off with my little craft knife. I know I don't do the straightest writing, but never mind. Okay, last few letters. Oh, right. That one was a bit too wonky, so I've peeled it back off quickly. Ah. Here we go. Last letter. Let me just weed that little middle bit out. I have no idea where that's gone. Where's that gone? Oh my days. Right, wait there. Okay, so I've lost the letter P. It's just gone walkabouts and I can't find it. So I'm going to flick through my letters and try and find another P or cut one out of another word. And then all I do is put another layer of resin then, and then that should be done. So as soon as that's set, I can pop it out and then your letters are set inside. Job done.